Hi there guys, this is Cassandra. I'm a Riffle in Time and I'm so glad you're here. Today I wanted to offer you my most supportive decks. So I think there are some hashtags that are adjacent to this that are a little older, but what I wanted to really focus on today are just the decks I go to when I need a little extra support, a little extra love. I really can't afford to have my feelings too hurt. As you know, the cards can do sometimes. So want you to have some really good decks to go to if you're looking for that extra support, and these are the decks I'm going to myself. And I'm gonna start off with probably my favorite one to go to when I need it, and it's because it's exactly what it says it is. It's the Gentle Tarot. And in a time where like nothing is what it says it is and you have to be really wary of all that you see and hear, I love to have something that is exactly what it says it is. And there is nothing that it advertises to be or pretends to be. It just really is. And Mari is a beautiful creature and human being. And I just really, to find a deck that not only is so loving and supportive and gentle, but by somebody who just really deserves all the love and support in the world. The Gentle Tarot is exactly what I need. And there are times when I'm like deep diving into like my shadow self. This isn't the deck I pull. This isn't the deck I need, but in times of like uncertainty and uneasiness, times where I feel like I'm too small in the world, this deck really is absolutely everything I need. And what really sets it over is the guidebook. The language used and just like the framing of these cards. I actually pulled a card for us today and I was really, that's why I'm here again. The card really is, it's like, it's hard to show up in a time and a space when you feel that like nothing you say or do could make a difference. And it's like the bee here. It doesn't go to the flowers in like order to pollinate them. It goes because it's doing its purpose and following its purpose, and it makes a difference. It makes a difference in a million ways because it's one small ripple into the end of time, you know. But this deck is just so good, and then the guidebook makes it even better. There's so much information here. It's really always framed in such a beautiful way. I find that, especially like there's a lot of questions in it, it's really reflective. You could really journal with this deck, and again, it's just speaking to you in a way that's not like, it's not hurtful, it's helpful. So the Gentle Tarot, when I recorded yesterday, like the one time I felt like I was really giggling was with talking about the Gentle Tarot, because it was like I was campaigning, like Gentle Tarot for everyone. That's my slogan. So next up, I have another really lovely deck, the Playful Heart Tarot. If you are tired of hearing about it, this is not the place for you, because the Playful Heart Tarot is the perfect deck for when you're feeling small. When I think of this deck, it's like, this is how I needed things to be. Like, there was a lot of big, scary things, and this is how like my child self needed things to be, instead of harsh and like provoking. And I just like, what is it? A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. It's still a tarot deck, but it's like, it's bright, it's soft, it's smooth, it's joyful and playful. It is what it says it is. And it's really like, it's a really sweet deck. The language from the guidebook as well, it's like framed in a way, like even on the harder cards, it feels kinder. It's like, it has a lot of like really cutesy things in the guidebook, and I love that because I need that sometimes. And I keep my Gentle Tarot in, like, because I use the linen edition most often. I keep it in this like little bee bag, and how perfect is that, like with with my card pull. But I keep this in its little, they're both Moonlit Fae bags. I've talked about Moonlit Fae. I love Moonlit Fae. But just keeping them even in a little happy bag. So when I'm pulling from it, like if I'm looking at my shelf, which is overwhelming, it's like, what deck do I need? I find my happy bags. I find my happy bags, and that's so much easier for me. This is I think I'm like subconsciously doing the tarot decks first. So if you were looking for maybe what the order is, this is what it is. Here's another happy bag. But this is like, this is one of the decks I really work with when I'm working with grief. And while it's not colorful, which sometimes is not how I'm feeling, and not what I want, this is the deck I go to when I'm just like, I'm here to like work in it. I don't need cheered up. I don't need that. What I need is something to like be with me in it. And this deck, I've said before, I really think is imbued with the energy. This deck was created during a time of like healing through grief, and it was used as part of the healing process. And I feel like it's really just imbued with that energy. And it get that nature nurturing feel. It feels so grounded. And I really love also the little white booklet, like little pamphlet here. It's all of the wording is just really like the Ace of Cups. Give yourself permission to fall deep in love with yourself and others. It's like really sweet. The Five of Cups. All is not lost. Just open your eyes. It feels really framed in a more positive way. And again, just another beautiful creator making a beautiful deck. So we really do feel energy here. You can feel the energy of the people who create these decks. Next up, the Extraordinary Incantations Oracle and Tarot. This is definitely another deck. This one has a little more of a bite. It'll call you out a little bit more, but still in a more gentle way. I think this, as I was talking to Chinge, who creates this deck, it gives me best friend energy. It's like, it'll tell me what I need to hear, but it still loves me and it's supporting me, and it's funny and cheeky, and I really love when I'm feeling more. This is not like a grief deck as much as it is like if I'm just feeling overwhelmed. Like I find I get like overstimulated and overwhelmed, and this deck like has a good way of just like saying like that simple phrase that I need to hear to like refocus myself. And it's still, again, brighter, a little cutesier, and it meets me where I am. So what I have left right now are actually primarily affirmation decks, or kind of that vibe. I'm going to do the specific oracle deck. This is the Magick Morsels. It just is like lighter, funner. I think that for whatever reason, picking out food is the most overwhelming thing for me sometimes. It's just like the first thing I give up when I'm like overwhelmed is my ability to plan like what I'm going to eat, I guess. It's just like I don't have the time or energy for it. So like I've said before, I love to use this deck to pick what I'm going to eat, which is so silly. I think that's why it also, but like the antacid, come on. It's like so, like, again, it's like cheeky funny in that way. And I think it has sweet energy. Something a little lighter, a little funnier. It's food. We all love a good food. So the next we have Align Heart Affirmations Oracle. This is an oracle deck that's really just a bigger, more complex, maybe affirmation deck. Let's see if I can find the cards perfect. There's different categories here, which I love. This is why it's a little more complex than just an affirmation deck. It's a 77 card deck too. But on each of the cards, there's this hollow foil that like you're supposed to put your finger here, and it says place your finger there to download it into your being. Place a rose quartz on top of it for luck and love. And I just think that's like really sweet. And it says for more magical rituals, see page 5 in the guidebook. There is a little guidebook with it, which again is also really what makes it a bump up from just a normal affirmation deck, but it is a very, very kind, sweet affirmation deck. It's a healing one. It's really thoughtful of like people just in a place that they need reminders, they need permission, they need, you are enough. I allow myself to relax and embrace the natural ebbs and flows of connection. I remain a loving and compassionate witness to my thoughts and feelings. You exist. All is well. Like, they're just really supportive affirmations. And this is like a deck I know that like is seeing me where I am. Again, I do not know a Fables Den deck that isn't like loving. And I love that. I have a full creator, like, that I know whatever they're putting out, it's like coming from a good place. And I really do try to be conscious of where they're coming from too, because the last two decks, two more creators I really love. This is the self-care adventure cards. When I am in a place where I'm overwhelmed or lost or like grief-ridden, I have a hard time taking care of myself and I need actionable steps. This is such a great way to get like a thing I can do. And whether it's answer a question or do a small act, reflect, there are like the Align, there are like different categories here. So you can even, if you wanted to, instead of doing like the monster deck, you could choose what you are available for, even if it is just kind of like a little thought, but it's a way to show up for myself. And I love that. I love this deck. I'm actually out of stock of this deck, unfortunately, right now. I have not mentioned that. I do not stock the Playful Heart, unfortunately, but everything else so far is in the shop. And last, this is, I think Healthy Vibes Affirmations is like the name it's landed on, but the original name I have is Self-Love and Healing Affirmation Cards, and it is that. Carrie's amazing. This is the Healthy Vibes Bodega, I think is their like tag is where you'll like find them mostly at. But another deck, I know when I come here, even if it's like it's meeting me in like a bad place, it's saying it in a positive way, it's reframing things, and like it's just very sweet. I refuse to play small. I'm meant to be doing big things. I allow myself to be connected to everything while being attached to nothing. I accept you. You are perfectly exactly as you are. It's just really, I am the light, and even in the darkest of days, I have the ability to shine bright, which is what I'm here to do. So this is another really, really amazing deck, and it doesn't need you to do any extra work, which is always really nice. That's why I really love an affirmation deck when I'm feeling like I just don't have the extra to give, because it gives it to me. It gives me the phrase to focus on and the affirmation to just repeat to myself, to keep reminding myself of. And I really love that about an affirmation deck. So I had a couple options there that I really loved. Also, a deck that I did not grab. It's over there. I'm looking at it right now. Me and my son like to pull from the I Am. Actually, hold on. I'm grabbing. Okay. This is the I Am Affirmations deck for babies and toddlers. I'm a big baby, so I'm not, but like, if you don't want to have your feelings hurt, like, you can't have your feelings hurt here. And like, it's like good energy, but I'm safe. I'm strong, I'm capable, I'm grateful, I'm a dreamer, I'm transforming. Like, just such a loyal, such a good, like, happy place. It reminds me of almost kind of that, like, Lisa Frank kind of bright color vibe too. So it's just like a really sweet place to be. And if you have any small children, even like as my son gets older, he'll still have this. It's just like they're also in an uncertain place, and they can feel you're in an uncertain place. And I think it's a really wonderful thing to have. I only have a couple copies left, but I'm pretty sure that Serpent Fire still has that in stock. I think it's a really great thing that to start young, like the affirmation cycle. Other things I really like to do when I'm feeling like I need extra support is making myself do the small tasks, like getting in the shower. And I love to listen to like 2000s playlist where I'm just like silly dancing and grooving. It's like at first you don't feel it, but like trying to make myself feel it. When I'm like really built up with energy, singing, it doesn't matter how you sound. It's just something about like letting out what is stuck in, and it really does like help me regulate myself. A good cry. I'm not sure where it was. I read that crying is your body's way to like let go of built up energy, and so like it's like your cup is overflowing. It needs to like get it out. And so like when I try to frame it to myself as like it's my body doing what it does, what it needs to do to like release some of the energy, and not like frame it in such a like negative way like it has been. Rewatching or like rereading a book that I know what's going to happen, but I just really enjoy it and it's like not too overwhelming. That is something I love to do. I have comfort shows, comfort like items even, my comfort decks. There's something else I was thinking of before I thought of that. Doing like, again, however you feel about crystals, something I always tell people is like, if putting this bracelet on my physical being helps me to be intentional about my energy, I mean, isn't that magic? Doesn't that mean that it's working? Like every time I look down at my arms, I'm remembering my intention of like holding myself and caring for myself in the way I need to. Just really trying to be the best for myself that I can be, so I can be the best use to everyone else that I can be. There is, if I can remember, there is a creator that I was just watching videos from, which was really helpful to me, is like if you are in a space where creating right now, or you have a business, or you're showing up for work, like all the things, and it feels like, how can I be doing this in this moment, is like remembering our little bee here, but no cause and nothing needs you to be a martyr for it. Even if you're going through like a personal loss, you are not abandoning the loss. You're not making it less by doing what you need to do to take care of yourself, to provide for yourself, to be doing your purpose in the world. You don't have to be married to like your grief. And it was just a really nice thought to like really remember, is like, you have to do what you have to do to take care of yourself, so you are useful for everything and anything else. So if any of this could help you take better care of yourself, support yourself better, I would love that. I would love to share that with you. That's why I'm here today. That's why I'm re-recording, because I really wanted to show up with a little bit of a lighter heart and be more useful. I think that just being love in places that are absent of love is really like my magic that I can give. I'm just trying to bring love as much as I can when like the whole world right now feels like it's missing it. So if you can be love in places that are absent, if you can be hope in places that are absent of it, be that. And I love you.